Today, we're diving into a popular post from the Reddit titled as Tifu, by trying to hook up my female friend with a hot firefighter. This post received 39,093 upvotes. Posted by Luther_Williams. The post reads as follows. So many years ago, like 20 years ago, on a weightlifting community when I was a young teenager, I befriend a guy who was a few years older than me. Approximately 5 years older than me. I was 13, he was 18. He gave me a lot of good weightlifting, dieting, advice, and we ended up becoming gamer buddies. Now we drifted apart for a few years and then rekindled our friendship years down the road. Going forward, we will call my friend John. When I was in mid-20s, I ended up moving nearby John. I lived in a smaller town about 2 hours from him. And John and I, knowing each for over a decade by this point, decided to meet up. First time I went to go see him, he showed me around his favorite spots. We ended up watching some sports at a sports bar, drinking, having a good time, etc. Second time, John came down to visit me and I borrowed my dad's motorcycle and John rode my bike. We smoked together. He went home. Third time, John said he was going deep sea fishing and a cousin dropped out and if I wanted to come along I could, so I did. Well, then a high school friend of mine who is this beautiful Asian American woman, we shall name her Anna, got a job in John City. Like, this woman was gorgeous. I also knew her type. She liked really muscular guys who loved sports, etc. Well, Anna and I are talking on Facebook and she mentions she's single and I tell her about John. How he's a firefighter, likes sports, is really in shape, loves to cook, etc. Anna is super excited about John and I think, why don't I try and hook those two up? So I ask her if she'd be interested in meeting John and seeing where things go. She goes yes. So I message John and I ask one question, are you single? He said, yay, and I leave it at that. So a few weeks later I have some free time coming up and I ask Anna if she'd be up for meeting John. She says absolutely. So I message John and tell him I'm thinking of coming up to his city to meet a high school friend of mine and if he wants to join us. He says yay. So we agree to meet up at a restaurant I know John likes. Anna and I get there first, and a few minutes later John comes in. Anna whispers to me that I was right on the money and I'm thinking, score. John is single. Anna is hot and successful. John going fall for head over heels. We order some drinks, and our dinner conversation stays pretty light. We decide to go to a bar. We get to the bar. Anna gets some drinks in her and starts hitting on John. She wants him. It takes John a moment and John pulls me aside and asks me, did you invite me to meet your friend cause you wanted us to hook up? And I go, yay, I did. John hangs his head low, shakes his head, looks back up at me and goes, dude, I'm gay. And I go, what? You're gay? He goes, yay, I'm gay. And I ask, why have you never told me? And he goes, well, you never ask. And I go, why haven't you mentioned any of your boyfriends? And he tells me that most of his boyfriends have been in the closet and they wanted to keep the relationship off social media. At this point Anna comes over. She's fairly drunk. She rubs up on John's arm and goes, I really just want you to know you're super hot, and I'd love it if you took me to your bed tonight. John looks at her and goes, you're really pretty, but you're not my type. And Anna goes, oh, you don't like Asians? He goes, no, I'm gay. Anna is standing there for a moment, processing this information, looks at me and goes, you tried to hook me up with a gay guy? And I respond, I didn't know he was gay. Anna looks at me and goes, you've known him for like 15 years and you didn't know he was gay? And I go, yay. She goes, oh. Wow. She thought for a moment and said, well, I thought I was going hook up with you. So I need a moment, I'm going go step outside. John and I went to our table and had a good talk. He had only come out of the closet shortly after I moved nearby, and knew I was straight and liked being friends with me and didn't want to ruin our friendship over him being gay, and I never asked, so he never felt the need to tell me he was gay. And to be fair, I didn't care he was gay, he is still a cool guy. Anna comes back after a few minutes, and sits down and goes, okay, I'm new here. You're gay. So we aren't going to be hooking up. But like, do you where the best place to shop here is? John laughs and goes, "Yay, I can show you." The rest of the night was good. Anna and John are still good friends. Since that night John actually met the man of his dreams. I was supposed to attend his wedding but COVID-19 makes international travel difficult. And that, folks, is the story of how I tried to hook up my hot female friend with my hot male friend. And I found out he was gay. TLDR tried to play matchmaker. Found out my friend is gay. FAQ: John and I age gap? At FIRST John and I didn't even know how old each of us were. And he never made any moves on me or attempted to groom me. Also, we were not even remotely close to each other in terms of distance. Also, John's new husband is actually older than him. I also never met John in person until I was in my 20s. Not cause of any sense of concern or anything, but that's just how things worked out. Why I didn't hook up with Anna? Or at least try. Several reasons. First being I met Anna when she started dating my best friend in high school. That's how we became friends. I don't date my friends' ex-girlfriends. Secondly, Anna is both a perfectionist and a clean freak. Both of things would drive me up the wall. Thirdly, I'm not her type. I'm not some big in shape guy. Is Anna seeing anyone? I spoke to her a few weeks ago. She is I don't know who. And the creepy PMs of guys trying to get me to hook them up ain't going anywhere, guys. I'm not going message my friend and be like, "Oh, some dude who I don't know messaged me on the internet and said he wants me to help him get in your pants. You cool with that?" A comment from user Uzaru Ripper says, "I have a story with my boss at work. He's a Brazilian silver fox who's incredible at DIY. So I had worked with him for about 3 months. We hit it off great and he kept having this girl come in and talk to him, in Portuguese. He told me how beautiful and smart she was. I think he's into her. One night she comes in with an entourage and there's this guy, hanging all over her. She goes for a cig and my boss joins her. I see this guy coming and I'm on straight defense. Just trying to chat. Get in the way. Guy speaks no English. Storms past me and straight up to my boss and they make out. I was stumped. Turns out she was his boyfriend's sister. Never knew he was gay. Never cared as long as he's happy." This comment received 1217 upvotes. A comment from user Taliesin Merlin says, "I could see it coming by this point. So I message John and I ask one question, are you single? He said, yay, and I leave it at that. Sitcoms have taught me that, leaving it at that, will lead to hilarious miscommunication. Being gay was top of the list, followed by being celibate or not interested in a relationship." This comment received 4016 upvotes. A comment from user Shiny Fanpy says, "I got huge bromance vibes just from the first few sentences of your post, haha. Not surprised how this turned out." This comment received 2301 upvotes. A comment from user Asith Lord Wannabe says, "Here I am on the shitter reading the sweetest TIFU ever to hit Reddit." This comment received 2532 upvotes. A comment from user Josh Dawes says, "Honestly about the sweetest TIFU I've read in a while." This comment received 7942 upvotes. A comment from user Calgamer says, "Very wholesome. You sound like a good friend." This comment received 822 upvotes. A comment from user Frishant says, "AWWWH, that's a sweet story about not really a fuck up with a nice ending." This comment received 333 upvotes. A comment from user Hypochondriaco says, "I was expecting John to fall for you mid-story. I don't see this as a TIFU, except for Anna's blue balls. Good story." This comment received 174 upvotes. A comment from user Purdue Photog says, "Oh alcohol, how you loosen tongues. New hire house party, at my place. Chatting with single male, Jay, and married woman, Claire. She's an auditor and, frankly, knows all the cute, attractive single women. She mentions it to friend one, who declines. And I being the idiot say, well, if you know any hot single guys he'd be far more interested." The pained look on Jay's face for that moment. Oh God, if I could go back. Apparently not everyone knew he was gay, but here I had just said so. Fortunately, And rather awesomely, Claire was a major, massive supporter, ally and totally rolled right with it. And until he publicly acknowledged it we said nothing else. I still to this day feel like shit for that sad face. And have never ever even hinted or questioned anyone since. I know Jay has forgiven me. And he said he wasn't really even upset, just very surprised and afraid people would hate him for it. Which makes my blunder all the more painful. I miss those folks. This comment received 324 upvotes. A comment from user Dead by Cold says, "I'ma be honest, I was so afraid it'd turn into a dark story. Like some homophobic shit. I'm glad it didn't. The fuck up isn't too bad. It's just really funny and unfortunate for the lady. Congratulations to your friend. He definitely seems like a good guy." This comment received 96 upvotes. A comment from user Slamturkey says, "Finally, a good ending and no one is mentally or emotionally fucked up. Thanks for the awesome read. Op call me hand." This comment received 72 upvotes. A comment from user Oli_bear says, "Something wholesome for once." This comment received 64 upvotes. A comment from user Deleted User says, "Deleted." This comment received 169 upvotes. A comment from user Ragnarotico says, "So I message John and tell him I'm thinking of coming up to his city to meet a high school friend of mine and if he wants to join us. He says yay, so we agree to meet up at a restaurant I know John likes. All you had to do was mention your friend's name or just use the word she somewhere in the process and John would have likely clued you in that he was gay." This comment received 50 upvotes. A comment from user Chapmeisterfunk says, "This writing style hurts me deeply." This comment received 128 upvotes. A comment from user RomAlex2070 says, "Everybody in the comments is saying, why didn't you start anything with Anna? Just because your friend is attractive doesn't mean you necessarily want to have sex with them, or that they will want to have sex with you. Regardless, this is a cute story. Brought a smile to my face." This comment received 111 upvotes. A comment from user BlackSad1 says, "Why didn't you start something with Anna?" This comment received 108 upvotes. A comment from user Voracious Idiot says, "I mean, you could have satiated her thirst of the evening, degree. This comment received 226 upvotes. A comment from user Deleted User says, "Deleted." This comment received 81 upvotes. A comment from user Deleted User says, "First time I went to go see him. He showed me around his favorite spots. We ended up watching some sports at a sports bar, drinking, having a good time, etc. Ah, honey. ETA for the people with zero gaydar in the comments below. That's the point in the story where I knew how it ended. You might disagree, but that doesn't change the ending. Have fun out there." This comment received 131 upvotes. A reply from the original author Luther_Williams says, "It was a regular sports bar. Not a gay bar or anything." This reply received 84 upvotes. A comment from usercardkid005 says, "Why didn't you try to go out with Anna? You seem her type too." This comment received -9 upvotes. A reply from the original author Luther_Williams says, "Oh, I am not." This reply received 14 upvotes.